Right, I'm back with part 2. So we've just gone through the the holes. So what I would do now is make sure that pull this tight, not too tight so that it starts ripping the paper, because at the end of the day it is still paper. So that it's tight and you know that it's secure. Give it a little tug that end and pull it through there, and like that. It's just securing it so that it's not loose. So you know when you say you can't sew, it's not really sewing in a signature. I really wouldn't call this sewing. It's just like 3 holes, and you know, it's easier than doing a shoelace, so no excuses. Just making sure it's all nice and tight, because I've done it before and you put it all together and it's moving around and you can pretty much tell that it's tight, you know, by looking at it and the feel from, you know, the pressure of the pulling that you're doing. So I'm just going to cut that off like that, and actually a little bit more, because I'll probably pop some hearts or something on that. So that's you put together your signature into your journal. And you know, apart from me pre-cutting the paper, which took me less than 5 minutes, this is you know, 20 minutes and you've got this done already. I know bigger journals obviously take a lot more time, but here we are, and this is what we've got. So I've got 2 of these done already, which are the famous Rita Donnelly flips. I know she said that, you know, she saw it somewhere else, but we've all seen it from Rita. This measures 3 1/8 of an inch square, and then you just fold it into a triangle and corner round the end. Decide where in your journal, I mean, you can ink it up if you want, but I wouldn't worry about it too much. So I'm going to put one here. My glue's drying up really quickly. Just a tiny little bead up 2 sides. Don't do this bit, otherwise it's not a pocket. And glue it down. I'm going to do the same on the back here. And glue it down. And I don't take it right to the very edges. I leave a little gap all the way around. I don't know why, but I just do. I've got one of these jelly bean soup pockets, which was already cut, so I'm using that. And with these as well, I always put the long piece in first, then the bottom piece, because when you glue that, I just find it doesn't stick at the bottom when you put a tag in. Well, that's just my preference. Now you could just ink on that and stamp a sentiment on there. So I'm just going to find somewhere to pop that. I am going to ink that up, because once it's in there it will look nice. You know, probably cover it over with something anyway. So I'm going to put it on here like that. So I'm just going to glue down this side and that side. So when you do that, normally your thumb tells you don't glue that side. Your thumb doesn't actually talk to you. What I meant was that, you know, your thumb stops you from adding glue onto that side. I'm just kind of looking around now to see what else I have to put in. Right, I'm going to grab some scraps. There's a scrap piece here, and we're in the middle here. And I can make a belly band. We could do a belly band that way or that way. I'm going to do it that way. and I'm just going to freehand cut it, nothing special, just make sure that it's going to fit on. I'm going to ink it up a little bit. Goodness, I hope I'm in frame. I keep forgetting that, you know, everybody can't see my whole desk. So I'm just going to glue that on. I never ever use tape in my journals because the dry glues seem to, if you put tags in things, and they actually stick to it. So I stopped doing that a long time ago. So I've got another scrap piece here, which let's see, I'm not actually going to use that. Let me find something else. I'm going to do a belly band that way, and I'm just folding that so that it's covering there. Again, I'm just going to ink it up. And just put some glue here and here. You could use fabric, like fabric lace and things like that to make your little pockets, but I'm just using my scraps because it's amazing what you can actually do with just your scraps. Just going to stretch over and find a doily. I'm just going to fold it in half, and I think I'm going to make a doily tuck here. So that's just in there, and what I'm going to do is just run a little tiny bit of glue along there, not too much. Don't need a lot of glue, it warps your paper. These tacky glues are really good, so you don't actually need a lot of them, and they dry real quick. So that's us got a doily tuck there, and I've got some book pages that have been scallop circles. I couldn't remember what they were called then. I'm just going to ink that up. I do think that some, you know, a lot of you girls that are saying that, you know, I think that this, you know, making your first journal is quite intimidating because you're seeing so many journals on the group, and some of these ladies have been making these journals for years, and you know, they are very advanced in what they do. You need to learn the basics, I think. You know, he's like jumping straight in, trying to do something. You should never try and do what someone else's, you know, someone else's work. Basically, don't try and copy it to because that's what you want to do. Do what's comfortable with you. There's, you know, we all see ideas from people all the time, and we all come up with our own version of it. You know, you watch things and you've still got to kind of do it yourself. That was something that Jenny Bailey had said a couple of weeks ago. It's true, you can watch all this, but you've still got to sit down with all the supplies and actually do it yourself, which it's all part of a learning process. So I think I might put another doily tuck in there, and not that one, because look at the state of that. I don't know whether to do another one or not. I think I will, yeah, because it's filling things up. You can, you know, fill this up with, you know, things, everything paper, you know, like just things that you've got in your stash. You don't have to go out and start buying stuff. You can do it, I mean, if you want to make this out of magazine pages and envelopes, just cut it all to your size that you want, and just put it together in the cover that you want it to go in. I'm trying to think of the girl's name now. Sugar. Liz, that's her real name. It's not Sugar, but I think her YouTube was called Sugar at one point. I can't remember, but anyway, her name's Liz, and she has got some good tutorials as well on using like everything, junk mail, all that kind of stuff. So has Shannon, can't remember her name. Oh my gosh, all these names are just Shannon Green. Is it Shannon Green? Yeah, Shannon Green. She's got some great ones of like using junk mail and things like that. But you know, this is like a really basic, just using paper one, coffee paper. Right, I did punch some stuff out earlier on for another journal, but I'm going to use it in this. So I've got some little tiny hearts here that I'm going to put on them in the middle, and put the other one on top, give a little squeeze, and this one. So that's your hearts on a string. So that's that, hearts on a string. Okay, still looking pretty. I mean, it's, when you think about the 10-15 minutes ago, it was just a pile sitting on the desk, and now we've actually put these pages together into an envelope, or you, like I said, you could use cardstock, and we've got some pockets and tucks. And I'm going to stop. I'm going to gather some more supplies to come back and start decorating this. So I'll be back in a minute.